Hello, this is an introduction to indexing death records. In this video, I'll be talking about basic keywords and various types of images. The first thing you need to know about indexing death records is what information you need to look for on the images and which fields need to be keyed in this project. To help you understand the images more easily, let's start with some basic keywords related to death records. Start by going through the keywords listed in this slide. Now that we know what information we need to look for and what are the related keywords, let's take a look at the first type of image. We can easily identify that the image is a death record. The certificate number is easy to find too. Next, identify the event year, month and day which are the same as the year, month and day of death. The person's given name and surname are shown in two places. Once below the certificate number and once after the keywords "è morto" or "è morta". After the person's name, identify the person's age and gender. There are a number of ways to identify the person's gender. Look at the keywords listed in the slide. Now look for the person's father's and mother's names. To identify the name of the spouse, look for keywords with the meaning of wife of, husband of, or widow of. In death records in general, first look for the phrase "they declared that". This phrase is usually followed by the day, month and year of death, the given name and surname of the person, the birthplace, and the names of the parents and the name of the spouse. Attention! Key the birthplace only if you see the keywords nato, nata, or di before the place name. Do not key the place name if it is only the place of residence of the person. Do not enter words like questo or comune. These keywords refer to the place name shown previously at the top of the image or on the cover of the book. This image is very similar to the previous one, but in this one, the name of the person's spouse is also shown on the image. Look at the keywords which help you identify the person's gender. Do not enter words which indicate that the father, mother, or spouse are deceased. Capture only their names. Attention! The person's given name and surname should not be confused with the given name and surname of the person at whose house the event took place. Look at the keywords which help you identify if the person died in their own residence or at someone else's. If the parents are shown as unknown, leave the parents' names fields blank. In this image, the keywords used to indicate the name of the person and the birthplace are different from the keywords used on the previous images. If there is more than one spouse name shown on the image, key the name of the current spouse. If both spouses are shown as deceased, key the name of the first spouse shown on the image. In some records, the name of the person is unknown and therefore not shown. Look at the keywords shown in the slide. They'll help you identify the gender of the unknown person. In some records, the person's father is the declarant. In this case, the father's given name is shown once again after the person's name. Always capture the most complete form of a person's name that you can see on the image. In this case, enter the father's complete name, which is shown at the declarant. If the person's age is shown as 2 days or 3 months, enter the age as 0. However, if the age is shown as 17 months, you'll need to enter it as 1. Similarly, 24 months should be entered as 2 years. In this record, the keywords used to indicate the names of the parents are different from the keywords used on the previous images. Go through the keywords listed in this slide. If the names of the parents are unknown, make sure to not enter any other person's name in the parents' names fields. Look at the keywords indicating the name of the person or people who raised the child. The names following these keywords are not the parents. Priests, monks, and nuns have 2 names: their original name and surname, and their religious name and surname. Remember that you'll need to capture both names. Look at the example below to understand how these names should be keyed. For people with aliases or nicknames, both names should be keyed. Look at the keywords indicating the alias or nickname. Then look at the example to understand how the names should be keyed. You may come across records in which the declarant is the father, the mother, or the spouse of the deceased person. To be able to capture the required fields, look for keywords which indicate the relationship between the declarant and the person. Here's a list of keywords to help you. Here's a list of additional keywords, phrases, and instructions which can be useful in indexing various types of death records.